Alright everybody, I want to show you guys two things. Here I have a Bugani shock. I'm not sponsored by any of the companies you see on the speaker itself. But this is a Bugani shock speaker that you can get off of Amazon. And it's got 3.5-inch woofers, I'm not sure what kind of tweeters they are. They're not silk dome. They might be, they're not like dome, but they might be like a silk, kind of silk type of tweeter. It's got two, they're like 3.5-inch square passive radiators. And let me say, you guys, this thing bumps. This thing gets loud, and it sounds amazing. The amount of bass is incredible, and this is a highly recommend. I recommend this over JBL. It's beats a JBL out of the water. Sound quality and bass, 10 times over JBL. My dad has an Extreme, I think it's an Extreme 4, and he said that this blows it out of the water, sounds 10 times better. He wished he got this instead of the Extreme 4. And I've got friends that have JBL Go's and clips, and I have a friend that has a Flip 5, I think, or Flip 6, whatever they are. I'm not a fan of JBL, so I don't really know. But he said this sounded so much better, and it's only $50 really on Amazon. You can get it for very cheap. It's always on sale. And like I said, it's got 3.5-inch drivers. It's got a ton of battery. I think it said it had like 12 hours of battery. Sound quality is incredible. Looks pretty good. This is with grills off. It comes with like these cool looking grills, but I noticed that with the grills on, it actually kind of blocks a lot of the tweeter out. I don't know, because there's not as much exposed pieces of the grill over in this tweeter section. They kind of stopped the holes right about where the tweeter is, so it was kind of sounding muffled. So I took them off, and it sounds better, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I love this thing. Gonna do a few videos on this. But then we have this custom Bluetooth speaker that I just finished. You guys probably saw a bunch of videos on this thing, and it's finally done, and I had to put a new amplifier in it, and I weighed it, and it weighs 47 pounds. It is ported, so it's got a 10-inch driver, 10-inch subwoofer on the front, two 5-inch woofers for our mid-bass / mids, and then it's a simple tweeter. These tweeters you can literally buy off of like AliExpress or whatever. I got it out of an old center channel, or not a center channel, bookshelf speaker, and I just kind of used it. Sounds excellent. This is a Kicker Comp C box too, from a Kicker subwoofer. I had this box. I thought it sounded pretty terrible as a subwoofer box, so I converted it, and it sounds so much better. Here's the back of the amplifier. This thing cranks. It's a little Dayton Audio amplifier. It's probably, you can put it in your pocket. It's probably, like, it's absolutely tiny. It fits in my palm. And it's tiny, and it's driving these speakers like none other. I mean, they physically are moving, and these aren't very low-powered speakers. This is a 125-watt subwoofer from a home audio. This is a Polk Audio subwoofer. This is a 50-watt Onkyo tweeter, and both these mid-range drivers or woofers, whatever you want to call them, these are 60 watts each. So these are beasts, and it drives these speakers like really well. There's no distortion. They flex. I mean, they sound incredible, and because this box is in a sub box, it plays lows really well. It didn't play lows as good as like you can't compare it to like a actual really nice sub box. Like, this is a 12, but still, I mean, this box hit 10 times harder than this box did. Even though it was made for a 12, I did expect it to hit really hard, but it didn't. But ever since I added more speakers into it and just kind of messed around with it, it really did really nice. And I did convert it so that the original slot port here, I have polyfill, and then I have a sealant foam, so air doesn't come out of here anymore. I think that was a big problem with it. The port was too big or something, and I replaced it with this little kind of arrow port. It's a cool little port. It's not the best fabric job over here, but I kind of just shoved it in and didn't really care. But this thing is a beast. I did have a handle on it, but carrying around 50 pounds isn't very fun. That's kind of why I have this thing, you know. It's light. This thing probably weighs like, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds. It's probably not even that heavy. It's probably like 2 pounds, honestly. These drivers, they do have really nice excursion on them, and they are really smooth. For some reason, this driver, when you do that, it kind of makes that weird popping sound. You can't notice it when you're playing music, even when you do get to X Max. You can't notice anything, but it's pretty nice. Doesn't affect the sound. I don't know what that is. I don't know if because it's broken in or something. And yes, these passive radiators do get moving, and this thing cranks. It's got volume. Same thing with this thing. This thing's got some nasty volume on it. I mean, for the amplifier size, it's got some ridiculous volume, and I've taken it to places and people have absolutely loved it, and they've wished they owned it. And they're always trying to get me to sell it to them, but I'm like, no, you're not taking this. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, and I also want to show you guys some cool things as well. Let me get it switched over here. So here, I have some new plans for the system. Here I have a brand new 50-inch 4K Samsung TV, so you guys can't hate that I have a small TV anymore. This is in a bedroom too, and I can't hang my TV because my walls won't let me, and also the people just won't let me. We're renting, so they don't want us hanging a TV. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a setup tour in about 3 or 2 days, because I just ordered a Klipsch 504C. Yeah, Klipsch 504C. It's not the 2. It's just the 504C. Super excited to finally have a nice center channel. It's gonna be amazing, and this TV looks incredible. It's 4K. It's got 120 hertz refresh rate. Looks amazing. The blacks are, it's not OLED. The blacks are black, and the phone camera kind of makes it look grayish and weird, but trust me, this TV, when the colors are black, the colors are black. So yeah, just letting you guys know about some cool stuff that's been happening. Finally got that beast done. Let me know in the comments too what I should call it. I need a name that fits with Kicker. So yeah, and then recommend that. I'm not sponsored, but recommend that beast, because this thing, if you want a size comparison, like I said, it's a 10-inch sub. This is next to a 10-inch sub. So it's pretty decent. I mean, here it is next to a 12. If you know how big a 12 inch is, it's pretty decent. If we're talking length, it's longer than a 12-inch sub. But yeah, this thing bangs. I mean, it gets super loud. I've had people, it turns heads for sure. I've taken it skateboard riding with my friends and have it jamming when we're riding out, and it definitely turns people's heads. Because I'm not riding skateboards and I'm not carrying 50 pounds with me. If it wasn't 50 pounds, I'd totally take this, but this gets the job done. And you know it's loud when it's turning heads. So yeah.